Hey, you guys. I hope you can hear me out there. All right, you guys. Hello, hello, hello out there. This is Lady D, that be me. Welcome to Conversations for Dummies. I am excited to be here tonight. I'm always excited to be here because this is my show and I love my show. Conversations for Dummies, all about conversations about things that we are ignorant about, that we don't have any knowledge or understanding about. So I'm happy to be here. Welcome, 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 everybody. I have a special guest tonight, and I'm excited to have her. And I'm going to bring her on in just a minute. As usual, I want to give some shout outs. I want to shout out to all those people out there that are in my corner and in my backyard and in my front yard, and all y'all out there that support Lady D, that be me. I want to give a shout out, first of all, to Captain Lamette Wilson, the owner of KEPX radio station, and I thank him for giving me the opportunity to do KEPX radio. I want to give a shout out to my girl Flavor out there in Florida, to my girl Terry Jean out in Texas, to my girl Yvonne out there in California, and to all the divas out there. I want to give a shout out to all the divas, because you know you divas are some bad ABs, and you know what I mean. So shout out to all the divas out there. Thank you guys for being here and for supporting me. I am going to do a little bit of a break, and then I'm going to be back with my guest. Give me one moment here. Hope you guys are having a great day and a great evening, and looking forward to the holiday coming up. You got the Thanksgiving holidays coming up, so hopefully you guys are excited about that. So give me one quick second here, and here we go. Lady D TV presents Conversations for Dummies, where some things you know and some things you learn. Tonight, we're going to learn some things. Stay tuned right here on Lady D TV for Conversations for Dummies, coming up right after this word from our sponsors.
Vegas, where's the food? Right here at So Sinful Snacks and Treats. Make sure you get down to 4255 Dean Martin Drive, Suite G, and put your order in at So Sinful Snacks and Treats. Try out our new steam bowls or our delicious homestyle barbecue. Either way, you're going to love something at So Sinful Snacks and Treats. Now available on Uber Eats and DoorDash. Order today.
And now, here's Lady D with Conversations for Dummies. Thank you. Thank you to my sponsor, So Sinful Snacks and Treats. If you guys haven't been down there, you need to get down there and get some of that good food. I'm telling you, they got some good stuff down there. So go check them out. All right. So we're going to go ahead with the show. So I have my special guest, Regina Johnson. I know has her as Regina Anderson, but now it's Regina Anderson Johnson. So we're going to bring her on. And there she is. Hey, lady.
Hey, Lady D.
How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know, I just got married this year in January, so I'm still getting used to Regina Johnson too.
Okay. Yes, that is a transition sometimes. I know when I got married, I had to do the same thing and get used to that other name. And so, yeah, I know exactly what it is. Well, welcome to Conversations for Dummies. I'm so excited to have you here. So, first of all, I want to start off by saying, I've been knowing this lady for quite some time. We went to, was it middle school together?
Yeah,
Junior
I think
high
it was
school?
Bell. Was it Bell
Bell
Junior
Junior
High?
High? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we've been knowing each other for quite a while, and just I'm not ashamed to say my age. I'm up there. I'm I'm in my early 60s. And so that's been a long time, a long time to stay in touch and to be able to say, you know what, this is somebody that I know from way back when. It's really good to have people still around because so many people are not here anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so really good to have you here. So I am so happy to have her here because I didn't even know she was in Vegas for first of all, I didn't know that you were in Vegas. And I went looking around. So just so you guys out there know, I do be trolling people's pages looking for people that, to get on my show. I do. I go looking. So I went and I happened to see you and I said, "Oh, well let's check this out." And she's into real estate and that's something that I have no clue about. I'm sorry. I'm like, "Yes, that's a perfect conversation for dummies because I'm definitely a dummy about real estate." So happy to have you here and want to get into the conversation about how you got into real estate. And so first, let me just read your bio a little bit. Just want to read your bio. So Regina Anderson Johnson is originally from San Diego, California, which is where I'm from, where she received her original real estate license back in 1988. She moved to Vegas in 2002 and began selling real estate in Nevada. She continued in the real estate industry until the collapse of the market in 2008, which was a terrible time. She got out at that time and reactivated her license in 2015. She is the mother of three adult daughters, and after empty nesting, she decided to become a real estate broker and open her own brokerage firm in June of 2019 with her husband and her partner. And she now has a small business with 7 agents working with her company, Opulent Realty Execs in Las Vegas. She specializes in residential real estate in the greater Las Vegas area, including Henderson and North Las Vegas, which is where I live. And many of her clients are newbies to Las Vegas and many from California. She is also a professional singer and is the secretary on the board of directors from Parent Citywide, a nonprofit organization who does monthly food distributions and annual Christmas toy distributions. So, yes, that is my guest, Regina Anderson Johnson. Welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit more than what I said in your bio.
Okay, well, let's see. Real estate is pretty much 85% of my life right now, you know. The
Hmm.
market's the market's been crazy. It's been up, it's been down, and I actually just got over COVID like a couple of like last week, so
Right.
I've been kind of chilling here lately. But yeah, I've been here since 2002, and primarily I immediately got into real estate when I got here. So
Okay.
I've had a couple of full-time jobs in the 19 years that I've been here, but I've pretty much stayed with real estate.
Hmm.
Other than that, is like I said, I have some hobbies. I try to stay busy because one thing about Vegas is that people, I don't think um, they don't socialize as much here as they did maybe back in San Diego. People tend to stay to
Hmm.
themselves a bit. So
Yeah.
when you're in business and you're trying to market, you need to be involved in stuff. So, that's why I try to volunteer and participate in different groups and events just so I can get out and meet people.
Definitely, definitely. Yes, it is. It is difficult to meet people out here in Vegas. I will say that. But the real estate market out here in Vegas, tell us a bit about how it has been to do real estate here in Vegas as far as the purchasing and that type of thing. Is it an expensive market or is it a cheap market?
Um, Las Vegas's market is moderate, and what I mean by that is if you're coming from California or anywhere else on the West Coast, it's a cheaper market. But if you're
Hmm.
coming from certain places on the east, mid-east, some of the Texas areas or Idaho's or certain areas in the mid-east, Midwest, then it's more expensive. So I'd say we're pretty balanced here. We got the best of both worlds. We're not too close, we're not too far from the West Coast, but we don't have to pay quite those high prices.
Hmm.
Um, There are a lot of people that move here from California, and Vegas is really a transient community. People don't
Hmm.
stay here long. They have high churn. People come, they go all the time. They move here, they get hooked on
Mm.
gambling, or it's too hot, or so people leave here a lot. So the real estate market, unlike a lot of other markets, stays somewhat busy. You know, people in California, people in Texas, people down south, when they buy a home, more often than not, it's a forever home, or they're going to be there a long time.
Right,
Here,
right.
people are only in a home three to 7 years on the average.
And then are they selling those homes or are they renting them more?
Both, more often than not, they're selling them, but you have a lot of investors here too, you know,
Oh.
especially right now with the Raiders coming. We've got the
Hmm.
hockey team, they're entertaining an NBA team, so they're trying to bring or create more reasons to get people here, and a lot of investors are taking advantage of that. They're trying to do the Airbnbs, you know,
Yes,
they're trying to have just a lot more investment properties. People in California are selling homes for seven and $800,000,
right.
and they're coming here living like kings for half that. So now they have a little bit of more disposable income to also buy that investment property.
Awesome, awesome. Now there is a lot of property being built here in Las Vegas. I mean, everywhere I go, I see homes being built everywhere. How easy is it to purchase a home here in Vegas?
It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult in general, meaning there are lots of down payment assistance programs. A lot of people have the credit, a lot of people have the income, but what they don't have is the 3.5% down payment.
Ah,
So there's lots of down payment programs. Um, Even though it looks as well, even though there are a lot of homes being built right now since the pandemic, there is a shortage of inventory. And so
mm,
that's why the home prices have been increasing. It's the law of supply and demand. Not that many homes, the housing prices are up. So that's kind of why one of the reasons why this boom started, because we didn't have any inventory.
wow,
So yeah,
that's interesting.
but what's happening with all these new homes being built, it's taking 7, 8, 9 months to build them. And because of the
Mm,
pandemic, you had the lumber prices increase like double. You've got all those ships that are still out to port with all the supplies out in
right.
LA. So even though there are a lot of homes being built, they're taking a long time to build them. They're costing a lot more money, and it's not
Wow.
as easy to get in those homes as you would think because there's so many of them.
Hmm. That's interesting. Now, how easy is it for a person trying to sell their home out of Las Vegas and leave Las Vegas? How easy is it
It's
to sell
easy.
it?
It's
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 easier to
really easy.
sell.
Yeah. Right now, because there's a shortage, if someone puts a house on the market, they've
Hmm.
got 4 or 5 offers in 24 hours.
Really?
Oh
That's
yeah.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's a seller's market right now. Right now as we speak, that's kind of changing. It's kind of adjusting a little bit.
Hmm.
But yeah, because what happened was because of the shortage of homes, it became a seller's market, and sellers were literally able to pick their price. They were
Hmm.
putting homes on the market saying, look, we're not even going to paint. We're not going to fix that hole in the screen. We're not, take it as is. I got 5 other offers.
Wow. That's
So it's been
interesting.
like that. It's been a serious seller's market. So now in the last maybe month or so, that is
Hmm.
slowly starting to shift. You're starting to see houses now sit on the market for about 2, 3 weeks versus 2 or 3 days.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. That's good to know. So, what I wanted to ask you is, oh gosh, I wanted to know about getting into the real estate business. So, how easy is it to get into the real estate business to become a real estate broker or an agent?
Okay, so it's not that hard. The real estate school, you have to take 90 hours of a principal class. You can take those at your leisure, so you can go to school, one class a week, one class a month.
Mhm.
So it's really up to you. Most people will take probably about maybe 3 months, and that's somebody who probably has a full-time job. They're probably a parent with a kid, so they can only afford to take maybe one or two classes a week. So on a schedule like that, probably 3 months. I actually took mine in 2 weeks because I
Okay.
had already had a license in California, so I was familiar with the federal part of the test. I just
Mhm.
needed to learn the local state part. So, um, and the cost is pretty reasonable. I would say right now you can probably go to school for about $250.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, you can go at your leisure. So you can take as long as you want. And then studying to take the real estate exam is the hard part. That's the challenge. That's the part that will keep some people away. Some people
Okay.
think it's almost like taking the
The
law, the
bar.
bar. Yeah, it's not quite that hard, but it's a little bit of a challenge.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know as well. So let me ask you this. What is the difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker? Is
Okay,
there a
so
difference?
oh, there's a big difference, yeah. So a real estate agent is someone who's gone to school, taken the principal's class, and they now have their state license. A real estate broker is someone who has a little bit more education and or slash experience. They meet a little, more requirements. And
Okay.
so a broker supervises agents. So as a real
Okay.
estate broker, you can either own your own business or you can manage like a real estate agency and manage the employees. So my job is to make real estate agents are independent contractors. Okay. They take care of their
Gotcha.
own taxes and everything. My job is to make sure they don't break any laws, they don't break any rules. So I just have to basically supervise their work, make sure they stay up on you know, what we run into a lot of ethical dilemmas. And so as a
Okay.
broker, I'm the person that, when someone comes up to me and says, hey, somebody's put me in this really ethical dilemma, what do I do? I'm the person that determines, hey, you can't do that. That's illegal. You have to do it that way.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. See, I didn't know that. That's good information for me. Um, See, I told you I was a dummy at this. So this is really
And
good information.
And then there's one other status, which would be a broker salesperson.
Okay.
And that would be a person who meets all the requirements to be a broker, but they choose not to have their own brokerage. So if you don't open your own brokerage as a broker and you work for another broker, then you're a broker salesperson. So you've got the
Gotcha.
broker status, but you're working as a salesperson.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. So is there anyone that you would recommend? Would you recommend an agent over a broker, or which would you recommend for
Well,
someone wanting to get in?
some as far as someone starting their
Yes.
career,
Mm-hmm.
um, if you're just starting, you're probably not going to qualify to be a broker.
Be a broker. Mm-hmm.
Right, because you got to have so much experience too. You've got to have, I believe it's maybe 60 college credits, but plus a couple of years of experience, and you need another broker to sign you off saying, yes, that
Oh,
person's worked with me. I can verify they worked 2 years full time because they don't want someone coming straight out of school. They've got book knowledge, but they've never even written a contract. So you have to have so much
gotcha.
experience too. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, very interesting. Well, this has been good. I'm glad to hear and to learn all this information. 90 hours of real estate class, 200 to 250 to take the class and to get licensed. This is all good information. So hopefully this will help somebody that might be interested in the real estate market. So yes, this is
Yeah.
good.
And let me add one more thing. That's just getting your license. To
Okay.
be to become a realtor is kind of like a membership with a um, kind of higher bar, and your realtor benefits are what allow you to have access to the MLS to look properties up. It also is what gives you access to go into vacant homes. So that is a separate program or membership that you would have to pay if you're going to do residential real estate. And that whole package will probably cost you about $2,200, $2,300 a year.
Okay.
Paid like in intervals, 3 to 5. So I wanted to say that because between renewing your licenses, you have to have your city licenses, you have to have your state tax paperwork and licenses, and your MLS dues and fees and stuff. You are probably realistically looking at about $4,000 to $5,000 a year just to stay in business, not including money that you're going to spend as an independent contractor for, your own website, your own business
Sure.
cards, your own marketing and advertising. So it can be pretty pricey.
So that's something that people need to take into consideration before they get into it, is if they are able to afford it.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
because you're probably from the day you step out with everything ready to go, you're
Mhm.
probably 5 months away from your first paycheck.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
because
that's
I
good.
mean, it may take you 2 to 3 months to find a client. It may take you another month or so to find them a property. And then
Mhm.
once you write an offer, it's going to take you another month or so to close escrow. So it, it can be, but sometimes people have a client walking in the door, their uncle,
Yeah.
their neighbor, but
Right.
realistically, expect to go about 4 or 5 months without getting your first check.
And that's what I like, the realistic approach, because most people don't get that real life experience to know that, this is what you're up against. This is what you're going to face if you're going
Yeah.
to do this, tell them straight up, this is what you're going to get into. And you make the decision from that point, if you want to continue in that market, because it might not be for you.
Yeah.
So,
And then that's like, brokers like me, I have a smaller business and I don't
mhm,
mind agents that have a full-time job,
mhm,
because it is unrealistic to expect someone to have enough money, a year's worth of income at least, or 6 months
mhm.
saved up where they can do this full-time and spend money. So
Right.
that's another thing, sometimes as a new agent, um, a lot of brokers will prefer you go full-time, but most agents do not.
Yeah.
And often you need benefits, you're independent
Mhm,
contractor, you may need medical benefits from a job. So that's
mhm.
the real on that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you know what? Enough on the real estate. I want to talk a little bit about your singing career.
Okay.
So, how long has it been since you sang, and are you still singing?
I am still singing occasionally. So what I do now, like right now, I'm supposed to be going to San Diego in December to do a play. Musical theater is what I do. Just to give you my history, in San Diego, I did a lot of gospel. I did musical theater. So I did a lot of shows at the Lyceum or ECC. I worked with several different gospel groups. We opened up for a lot of different, groups. I
Hmm.
came up here, and the first thing I did was I got involved with Las Vegas Mass Choir. There we sang for Sunday brunch, Gospel House of Blues at Mandalay Bay. We did a lot of the conventions. A lot of people like R. Kelly, Barry Manilow, different people like that would come and travel to town. Well, they can't afford to bring their whole entourage of backup singers and choirs. And so we're really kind of like the house group, the house choir.
Hmm.
So did a lot of that. And then individual people would hire me to go in the studio, back up stuff. I, got friends that would, hey, can you come and do an A and B at this jazz club or nightclub? So I do a large variety of stuff. Um, I worked at Bellagio for 7 years until a couple of years ago, and I won Bellagio's Got Talent contest. So I had a string of events I had to do with that. And so I'm not doing anything permanent now, but I basically sing for hire. Someone calls
Right.
me, "Hey, I got a gig, it's paying this, it's doing that, can you do it?"
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Well, just to let you know, I am a fan. I love your voice. And if you're ever doing anything, let me know so I can let everybody else know and we can, support you. Definitely.
I will definitely let you know.
Yes. Well, let us know how we can get in contact with you if someone wants to talk to you about real estate, about purchasing a home, about selling a home, or about getting into the industry. How can we get in contact with you?
Okay, and again, it's Regina Johnson, and my phone number is 702-807-0884. And my email address is reginasellsvegas@gmail.com. And
Nice.
one of the things I normally do, I haven't been because of the pandemic, but usually about once every 2 to 3 months, I hold home buying seminars
Mm-hmm.
and I get together with one or two lenders, home inspectors, and I'll rent a conference room, 20, 30 people, and we'll sit there and we'll tell everybody from A to Z what they need to do to buy a home because most people are ready and they don't realize it. They don't know that they're ready and they don't know where to start. And
Wow.
so I give people the A to Z. The first thing you need to do is get with the lender, find out what you're qualified for. If you're qualified, if not, what you need to get qualified. Like I said, I've seen people where they have a car note and they only owe $1,000 on it. And it's like that's the one thing that might be holding them back from buying. Pay the
Right.
$1,000 off and then you're good. That will increase your or minimize your debt and pay that one thing up. And sometimes that's all they need. And like I
Right.
said, most people have the credit, they have the income, they just don't have the down payment. And there's probably 5 or 6 programs I can think of right now that will get people up to $20,000 down payment
That's
assistance.
awesome.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Well, I hope everybody out there is listening. I hope everybody is taking notes and anyone out there interested in purchasing a home or anything in the real estate industry, get in contact with this lady here and she will definitely help you out. Thank you so much, Regina, for coming on. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome. And let me throw this back in there because I am a broker. If I'm busy, I've got 7 other agents that could help you.
Awesome. Awesome. So she won't leave you hanging.
No, no, definitely not.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go and thank you for joining us and stay in touch. Stay in touch. Keep me abreast of any activities that you have going on out here in
I
Vegas.
will, and it's good talking to you, Diane.
You too, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye bye. All right, that was Regina Johnson and doing her real estate thing. And you guys got her information, and I think I posted it up there. Her phone number 702-807-0884 and her email reginasellsvegas@gmail.com. I believe that's it. If not, I'll make sure and get the correct information for you. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I want to see if Yvette Cologne, if you are out there, Yvette, I would love to have you come on. I think I sent you the information, so I'm going to play your.
Hello, my name is Yvette Cologne, and I have a son that suffered from seizures. So I did a DNA test to see if me or his father's side, how he received his seizures. So upon me doing the ancestry DNA, I found out that it was a death index, meaning I had a death record and a birth certificate. I contacted Union Health Department and told them I need to know if this is true. It was accurate. I do have a birth certificate that I was born September 5th, 1974, and died 10 hours later, which will be September 6th, 1974, in Union, New Jersey. Union Township is the county. The emotion was horrible. The first thing I thought was, oh my God, somebody actually stole me from a hospital. And this is so horrible. Like, who can do that to a child or to a mother? It's like I need to know answers. I want to know answers. I know there's a lady out there who probably gave birth to me, thought I died, but I'm alive. I'm searching for her. So if you're out there, I am looking for you. Hey, how are you
There
guys?
you are. Thank you so much for coming on, Yvette. I didn't know if you were there or not. Thank you so much. I wanted to get you on here and just do a recap and just update people on what's going on with you and this situation with this finding your mother thing. Girl, just give us an update on what you're dealing with right now.
Well, because of the whole identity crisis, I don't have a job until they can find my identity. It's really hard. I depend on God. I am a child of God. So God actually, the churches actually help keep my funding for my lights, or if not, I will be losing my government funding, which I have a Section 8. Basically, it's hard. It's hard. The FBI did finally reach out to me, but because I live in North Carolina, it's not their jurisdiction. I will have to move back close to home, which will be PA or New Jersey. So I'm doing that. As a family members, everybody's keeping the secret. Nobody don't want to tell. Nobody don't want to talk.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, I talk to you on a pretty regular basis. We don't talk every day, but
Yes.
we talk pretty often. And the things that you are dealing with and what you're going through is just it just amazes me that people aren't stepping up to the plate. I mean, I just don't understand. The GoFundMe is out there. I'm going to resubmit it again and put it back out there. We definitely need to get some help for this young lady because she is trying to move from North Carolina to where are you moving to?
I got accepted at Allentown, PA.
PA. Okay. Okay. So she's moving to Philadelphia so she can be closer to New Jersey, where all this stuff took place, which is where she needs to go and talk to the FBI and talk to the attorneys or whoever's helping her. She actually needs an
Union,
attorney.
yes, I do need an attorney, and Union, New Jersey prosecutors. They also stated that I need to move back closer to home. So that's the only way I could be in the jurisdictions to help get help.
Right. So we're trying to find out where this person is, what happened, why she has a birth certificate and a death certificate. What happened to this baby at birth? We're trying to find out. We need all the help that we can get. She is in a very desperate situation. I'm not going to go into detail about her personal situation, but it's desperate and she needs
Yeah.
help. So we want everyone out there to donate. Go to the GoFundMe page and I'll put it up there. Go to the GoFundMe and make a donation. It doesn't have to be much, whatever you can. Just make a donation so we can help get her some assistance to help her find out what's going on and give her some closure
Yes.
as far as what's going on with her life, with her mom, with her dad, with the baby that she went to the gravesite to see. That's supposed to be her, a gravesite with her own name on it. Who That's a situation that I would want to know answers. I would want answers, immediate answers. So we need to help her. We're trying to get help for Yvette Cologne to get this situation worked out and find out what's going on and get her some answers. So if you guys are out there and you hear me, share this video, go to the GoFundMe page once I post it and make a donation and let's help this young lady to get some help.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's
Thank
like
you, Yvette.
it's hard waking up. I know I'm a child of God, but it's hard just waking up every day, and it's like, who are you really? What really happened to you? How did they get away with it for so long?
Right, right. And then the
Who
people
it, that
that
and then like it's just crazy because there's a whole baby in the grave that we share the same name. Like, who
exactly.
am I really? Like my
Yes,
we're fighting COVID. I'm actually sitting outside in the parking lot. I still had to I had to do this show. We're fighting COVID. and it's hard because we need help with medicine, we need help with water, we need help with everything. And just people just look and laugh and think this is funny. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Right. And
I would
because
give
of the
a cup of
situation,
water. For
yeah,
real.
and because of your situation, you can't get a job. She can't get employment because she doesn't have ID, a proper identification, no social security number or card that actually belongs to her. So she can't get employed until this
Right,
situation is worked out. So that makes it difficult for her to take care of herself. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So she needs
And not
help.
only just me, I have 5 children in the house, and 3 of them
Wow.
are my grandchildren that I got custody of,
Wow.
and then 2 of them
So
is my last two, my babies, out of my own 5.
yeah. So this is an appeal. This is an appeal to get some help from Miss Yvette Cologne to help her get through this situation and at least make it easier on her while she's going through it, to help her to be able to feed her kids and keep a roof over her head and different things like that while she's trying to get these answers. So if you guys can help, we would really appreciate it. And if you need any more information, you can call me at 619-301-4467. You can email me at ladydtv@gmail.com. Yvette, what is your cash app?
It'll be Ebet. It'll be $ Ebet C0047.
Okay, so you can cash app her if you guys want to send her a donation. We would really appreciate any assistance that we can get. Yvette, thank you for coming on. I'm not going to hold you because I know you out there. You got COVID. Go, girl. Take care of that COVID. Go
No,
take
no,
care of yourself.
I'm actually bet it. How it happened was my grandkids caught it from school.
Mm.
The school never notified us that 3 teachers and 4 students had it. My
Oh my goodness.
grandkids brought it home to us.
Oh my goodness.
We wind up catching it. Ebony and Ethan, that lives in the home, my 2 babies, they're 19 and 16. The 16-year-old was like, I'm going online school. I'm not coming out my room. He didn't catch it. But my
Mm.
19-year-old, because her 4-year-old daughter lives with me, she caught it. So she went into mommy mode, like, I gotta take care of my mother and my baby. And she wind up catching it, and it took a worse turn on her. Because
Oh,
remember 2 years ago, a drive-by shooting, she got shot. Remember, they just removed the
right.
bullet. It hit her kidney. So it's like she keep having to go back to get IVs because it's really taking a toll on her, because
Wow.
she was in that violent crime accident when we lived in Durham, North Carolina, but we moved to get her to safety, because every
Yeah.
time they turned around, they would come shoot up the projects. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Yes. Wow. Well, we are definitely praying for your family, for your daughter, for all of you guys, for your whole family. Praying for you guys to get over that COVID, get
Yeah,
through it, and,
because
and
they
get
just
through this
tested
whole
me. They were
situation.
like, you came back negative, so we're not sending you back there with her. We're gonna go ahead and give her some antibiotics and whatever we need to do for her. I was like, okay, then I need to go to my car.
Well, you guys take care of yourself, okay, sweetie? And I'm going to let you go, and I'll be in contact with you tomorrow. We'll talk some more.
Okay, I love you
Yeah.
guys, and thank
Love you
you
too.
for anything y'all can help me and my family with. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie, and we
And
love you, and God bless.
I'm gonna say it again. Please be blessed, safe. Shoot, you got to be 10 feet apart.
Right, right,
And
right.
next
Keep your
time,
distance.
wear your mask, because this is not a joke.
Yes, yes, definitely. All right, you guys. I will talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, y'all be blessed. Good night.
Good night. All right, that was Yvette Cologne. Just wanted to do a recap on her. And yes, like she said, you know what? Stay safe with that. COVID is going around and it's not a joke. And then help her out if you guys, I'm going to post up the GoFundMe information that I did for her. Please make a donation if you can and help her to get through this. This has got to be. I cannot imagine going what she's going through. I can't imagine it, and I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So let's give her some assistance and let her know that she is not alone out here in this world. we're going to give her as much help as we possibly can. Check this out right here. When is the end of COVID-19? Who knows? We're still in the middle of a global pandemic. There's still lots of uncertainty among us. There's no running from it. There's no getting away. So with that being said, let's continue to practice social distancing. Let's continue to practice good hand washing. Let's continue to teach our children best practices. Let's continue to do our part to fight COVID-19. This has been a public information announcement from Lady D TV and KEPX Radio. Overturning Justice by Raymond Mentor. Get your book on Amazon.com and join the Facebook group Overturning Justice. Overturning Justice, making a difference where it counts. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to invite you to join me every Friday for Conversations for Dummies right here on Lady D TV. Also, join me Monday through Friday on KEPX Radio for Morning Motivation with Lady D. Also on Sundays, Delightful Gospel with Lady D. And coming to Lady D TV will be Where in the World is Chris Brown? And Grandma Sis Loves Chris, as well as the Juice and Jabber show coming on December 7th. And I'll give you more information about that as well. Thank you guys once again, and I will see you next time. This is Conversations for Dummies. I am Lady D, that be me, and I am out.